Hi there, Charlie here. I need your help. Okay, so I'm just going to talk through life stuff and you can see how I make some of my more chaotic decisions because last week I was feeling completely hopeless and like I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. We are out of money, we're out of time, we're out of just out of time. Like what is but there was just a level of hopelessness throughout. And then I applied for a job that involves a level of residency, and I may or may not actually get that role, but even just the act of doing that unearthed this entire just cacophony of okay, but yeah. Obviously ready for a change and ready for things to be shifting, and in the 5 days since that all has transpired, I am now looking at apartment an apartment in our hometown that in Richmond, Virginia, that feels feels correct. And we've done a sight unseen move to an apartment before when we moved to Boston, and it was a disaster. But it wasn't at like a nice place, and we even knew that going in. This kind of has everything that we already sort of know, and there's a very specific apartment that I'm like, I like that. I like that, and I could see us being there and doing that, and I'm kind of just wondering if I should go ahead and apply and see what happens, even though because we won't have the time or the money to get down there and like go tour it. I don't think it's really necessary, honestly. It's one of those like newer luxury apartment situations, which is what we lived in when we lived in Watertown after having the really shitty apartment situation in Boston, and we loved it. Like maybe not everybody is for those kinds of apartments, but we did. We really liked it. Um and I just want to know, can you tell me, is this right? I'm gonna just talk to those of us on the inside. And I basically wanted to record it so you could see how choices get made for me. 'Cause it's a group decision, everything that we do. And I don't just mean a group decision with the person I'm married to. 'Cause this is an application, it costs money to do, and I will be talking to him before I finish this. But I wanted to talk to you and y'all, so gonna just sing 'cause that makes it easier to get through the anxiety and allow the flow state to just wash over me. 'Cause sometimes if you just sing out what you think you want to do, then you'll find answers that you were probably hidden to. I'm losing words. Okay. I want to know, is this the place for at least him and the dogs to go in the event of it would be a helpful place to land? Is it where you can feel that I would also be at home? And would you know, I also pulled a card from this deck. It's the Wisdom of Gaia deck, and the card that I pulled when I asked, is this what I should do, was changing seasons, embrace change. The cards even said, go for it, and I know it's kind of like everything inside of me says, why are you listening to cards? But I'm not listening to cards. I'm listening to how I feel when I see it, 'cause it felt like a validating choice to me. It's not listening to cards, it's listening to my body, and my body says yes, that. Do I trust it? Do I just do the thing and say okay? 'Cause if we do this, we're moving in less than a month, and I kinda want that. 'Cause even if I get this job at the other place, that won't start till May, and I don't wanna be here anymore. I want this to just keep building. I don't want any stagnating feelings, and I know we can't technically afford rent and a mortgage at the same time, but there's always going into debt a little bit for a limited amount of time, and maybe even his parents might help us. We could always get a personal loan from mom and dad. We technically have that as an option. They don't have a lot, but they'd be willing to help. I know that, so should we just do this? I have the internal yes, let's go, so I guess that's what I'm doing. And wouldn't you know, this is me basically showing you that I'm trusting all of the guidance I get. We literally cannot afford this yet. We've been losing our money to all of the things we've been paying for, but I'm telling you, if we're not here, that will just help us with our floor. And not being in this house will definitely get it sold faster. We'll get out and our stuff won't be here. Anyone coming in can see themselves, 'cause we're cluttered people, and we'll keep it clean, but it won't be that clean. Leaving makes it faster. We know that based on how we've sold before. It's time to take our door and trust that the timing of things is, because we're both neurodivergent and our teams are like, yeah, just do it. What can I say? We're people who pivot fast. Okay, well, I'm trusting and I'm putting this on the internet, so I guess at least it'll be content when later I'm like, oh shit, this was a mistake. Maybe Trader Joe's is hiring, 'cause there's a Trader Joe's. I just feel the need to talk about this right now. I know this is random, but a Trader Joe's just opened up in Hamden, Connecticut. I currently live in Hamden, Connecticut, and let me tell you, when I moved in to this house, all I could think in the area where it now is why isn't there a Trader Joe's here? There should be a Trader Joe's here. The closest Trader Joe's for us to actually get to is like annoyingly far away. And I know that I should have considered that when we moved to the area, because when we lived in Richmond, we were right next to a Trader Joe's. And I'm not saying that completely impacts our personal quality of life, because we don't go that often. But for some reason, the proximity to a Trader Joe's allows for me and us to just make better choices in our life. At least kinda. I mean, really. Because the last time we lived right next to a fucking Trader Joe's, we made what was a genuinely brilliant decision to leave Richmond and go to Boston and like just do that whole thing. And that was a really good choice. And then we moved here, where the proximity to a Trader Joe's was not. Except now it is. And I can't say that was my doing, because I had nothing to do with that. But there is now a Trader Joe's in Hamden. You're welcome, Hamden, Connecticut. I fucking came here, and now you get a Trader Joe's, and now I'm fucking leaving, because that's a better choice for me to get the fuck out of here. And I hope whoever buys this house loves it the way that it deserves to be loved, because it is a beautiful, whimsical house, and I know that makes it potential to take a long time to sell. And maybe we'll just be, I don't know, maybe Randy's credit will take a hit. I don't know. I don't know. The mortgage is in his name, not mine. Sorry. I was self-employed at the time. They didn't want to put me on the loan. So he might just take the credit hit for a while. I don't know. I have no idea. We're going to find out. We're going to find out what we do when we can't technically afford to pay this mortgage, because we're prioritizing paying our rent where we live. If we don't live here, I don't think it's going to come to that, but I do think we're going to like figure out what we actually prioritize. Oh, whatever. He's got ADHD. You think it's the first time he's like technically paid something late? With me in charge, no. But okay. All right. Well, this is just a little life update that moving. And I think moving earlier even than we'd anticipated, because fuck it. We're already making fairly irrational, technically, when you look at like what we could or should really do. I even tried to like get a personal loan from our bank this morning just to try to bridge things. and got denied. And I don't know why. And I think that's really curious. Um, don't know why. I mean, I do for like me because no one wants to give you a loan when you're self-employed or if you're doing part-time stuff, but like he's full-time employed, so well, he was on the name, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But I take the signs where I can. I had the brilliant idea of, well, at least a personal loan will give us the bridge to blah 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 blah. And I tried twice and the bank was like, no. And I was like, and then I got an internal like, yeah, there's probably a reason for that. Okay, let's move on from Gaia. So, uh trusting. Sometimes you have to make choices that your rational mind is like, this isn't wise, this isn't good, this isn't what we're not what we're capable of doing. And then Trader Joe's like is just kind of dangling right there and is like, Charlie, come here, and perhaps there will be a job that you can apply to, and then you can work at the Trader Joe's and be one of the people who's simply smiling too much about the fact that you're working at a Trader Joe's. I don't know. Maybe. maybe I or maybe I will get hired at the place and it'll just be Randy that's down there and whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Goal was get out of Connecticut. This will be a good place for you to be. Okay. All right. Well, cool. Now I need to go convince him that this is the right choice because he is not as cool with the whole, like, just go for it thing. So, gonna have to lay the hammer down a little bit and be like, dude, it's fuck it territory. Just take the leap with me, okay? Let's just trust that if we leave and we're not here, then the literal right person will walk through this door like the day after we leave and be like, yes, this is my house. I want to buy it now. Why not? Why can't that be real? Why can't that be real? Idealistic? Yes. Guided by everything inside? You betcha. All right. That's it for me. Making choices that are heart-centered and aligned and fucking terrifying. Fucking terrifying. It's as if we weren't skint on cash enough. Now we're actively making it harder. We're actively making it harder. Okay. Okay. But I know how to listen and I know how to jump when things are like chaotic. So whatever you're dealing with and whatever it is that you're like, but maybe I don't want to tell you what to do or how to live your life, but I will say if you just keep following the chaotic breadcrumbs, at least it makes for interesting stories and you feel less like dying on a regular basis. And let me tell you, I've been there. I've recently been in that energy of I just can't anymore. And now, not only can I, but we're going to have to pay these bills. And so I will at least be distracted by the fact that I'm going to have to work like, multi jobs at once again. I've done that before. It, you know, and we're going to see if I don't get sick because energetically speaking, sometimes when you're just literally in the wrong place, you do just get sick all the time. And now I get to experiment with, is it Connecticut? Or am I just a person who's constantly getting COVID now? I have data to support the fact that Virginia is not a place where I get sick that much. However, that was pre-2021, so I'm just saying, only got COVID one time while living the entire time in Boston, and then 2 years here, I've had COVID 7 times. And I don't really go out that much. So, just saying. Just saying. Sometimes you just literally are in the wrong place. Or like the right place for whatever the fuck it is you needed to do. And now I will go back there and I will see how I like Virginia because I have visited. Charlie has visited Virginia, but my predecessors are who lived there. I was born in Watertown, in Massachusetts, so I'm going to see how it feels to live where the summers are. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that. But you know what? It's fine. Everywhere has air conditioning, and I can get sweaty. Everyone's sweaty and gross. It's fine. You just spend the summer having swamp ass. It's fine. Yeah, that's what we're going to go do. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching as I slowly lose it and continue to give you life updates on whatever the fuck is happening. I'm ending this at 11:01 a.m. on the 16th of March. And by some point in April, we will not be in Connecticut anymore. I'm happy. I'm happy. What can I say? I'm happy. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. We'll talk soon. Bye.